All right. So 9 of Pentacles, abundance, like a plethora. This is satisfaction. This is success. But this feels a little bit more like it's an overall picture. Does that make sense? Not necessarily with the X. It could be an embodiment of several different things, because I feel very strongly that this has to do with work. This has to do with, because the 9 of Pentacles also represents an accomplishment or accomplishing things. So I kind of feel like right now you've got your head in the game. Like maybe you're just kind of like, this connection was strong and I cared about this person, but right now I have so many things to feel satisfied with. So it's like counting your blessings. This is what they're telling me. And I feel like you're starting to do that a lot, and you're feeling fulfilled in other areas without needing to worry about what this other person's doing. There's no longer that torment. When we go through breakups, you have that kind of torment of, oh, that sick to your stomach feeling. What are they up to? What are they doing? Are they thinking about me? Did they move on? And you're kind of in this place of, I don't got time for that. Nobody got time for that. Right? All right. The next card you have is your current position coming into the month. And you have the Sun card. Exactly. Solutions. The Sun card is about finding solutions. The fog is lifting. You're looking in other directions. This person no longer sucks up your energy, which Capricorn, I feel like they did. The vibration that they have right now is really low. Now, cross watchers, this can be reversed. So, be nice in the comments. This can mean this is, but I read towards the sign that I'm reading for at that moment. So the Sun, again, is a clarity. It's an insight. It's very beautiful, but again, there's solutions here. So you're finding ways to get over this scenario, to expand your horizons without just that tug and that pull that we all go through when we have that breakup. You're seeing other things that can kind of keep you out of that slump, if that makes sense. Because we all go through that period of like, oh, this sucks, and I'm mad and I'm sad and whatever. And you're kind of like, all right, I'm over it. There's other things in life to be lived for. I don't know why they're saying that. Like there's blessings in life to count. So like, let's cut the crap with this one and see where it goes. The next card you have is how you're feeling coming into the month. You have the Ace of Swords. So it goes very nicely with the Sun. The Ace of Swords is very powerful. Clarity. I mean, the Ace of Swords sees things clearly. This is logic. This is you understanding that, hey, we may never get back together, and I'm okay with that. I can stand fine on my own. But if we do get back together, I see the solutions now as to what we need, what took place, what could possibly help the situation if we ever did. Although I'm getting this vibe, really, Capricorn, that you're like, I'm not going back there. Maybe you're just trying to understand that you're finally over it. Maybe you're just trying to understand that. And I feel like for a lot of you, this is because there's no communication. I feel like for a lot of you, this is because there's nothing left to hold on to right now. Like you're not communicating with them. They're not communicating with you. I just really strongly feel like you're kind of like, I'm over it. I've got other things going on in my life. Maybe at some point in the future, we'll bump into each other or something. But right now that this isn't like my main focus. All right. The next card you have is your distant past, or the past 5-10 years. Could be throughout your childhood. And you have the Two of Wands. I feel like this is what the universe is saying you've been missing this whole time. The Two of Wands is somebody who is going forward, figuring out their goals and understanding what they want. Too many times, Capricorn, and I feel like I'm going to lecture you because the way it's coming across to me and the way they're pushing like on my back and the way I want to get like annoyed is that you have put somebody else before you so many times. Stop it. Like literally, like they make me want to scream. Stop it. Like, what are you doing? You figure out what you want, where you're going, where your goals are. Okay. In the past, you've been like, oh, I want to have kids, or I want to get married, or I want to da-da-da. And then you've put your life on hold for other people, or you've placated other people. You want to make sure that they're taken care of. You want to make sure that they have what they need, what they want. And the universe is saying, okay, no, not today. We're not doing that today. Today, we're doing Capricorn and what Capricorn wants. And I feel like that goes along with the Ace of Swords and the Sun with this clarity, the fog lifting, seeing the solutions. The solution is, if this was the Three of Wands, this would be the universe saying, well, this is a partnership. This is togetherness. No, this is the universe saying, what do you want, Capricorn? How are you going to get it? How are you going to succeed, accomplish, abundance? And then, hey, if somebody steps up to the plate and they bring more of that sense of accomplishment and more of that sense of abundance in your life, great. The next card you have is your immediate past, or the past 2 weeks, past month or two. You have the Nine of Swords. Of course you do. The Nine of Swords is fear of the unknown, not knowing. The Nine of Swords is anxiety, depression. Again, it's fearing something that hasn't happened. It's a mental block, if you will. It's assuming the worst when the worst isn't going to happen. Now, again, this is a past 2 weeks, past month or two. I feel like you're clearing out of that energy because of this sun. You're all of a sudden going, wait, why am I sitting here crying over spilled milk or worrying about what the fuck they're doing when I do deserve so much better? And there's so many blessings to be counted, so many things that I've accomplished, so many things that I still want to accomplish and succeed in. What am I worried about? I got this. I'm Capricorn. I got this. The next card you have is your distant future. So over the next few months, see, and there it is. The Nine of Cups is almost like a wish card, okay? It's bliss, fulfillment, pleasure. This is what you're wanting. You want something fulfilling. It has been a long time since you felt fulfilled in a relationship, fulfilled in other aspects too. They're telling you like job and job security and home and finance and different things. Your wish is that you can regroup and have all of this, have all the abundance, the satisfaction, the success in all areas of your life. And I feel like you're deserving. And I feel like, again, you're going to, for the first time, not the first time, but the first time in a long time, put yourself first. And I feel like the universe is screaming at you to do it. Like, build on what Capricorn wants. This isn't selfish. It's called survival. Where are you going? Not where is the next person I meet going? Where's Capricorn going? And then what type of person could I see myself with that we could move along in a similar path? The paths are never going to be 100% connected, right? Because we're different people. But if you want kids and this person never wants kids, that may not work. If you want to get married and they never want to get married, you're probably not going to be happy with that. Okay. The next card you have is your immediate future. So over the next few weeks throughout the month of November, and you have the Ace of Wands. Creativity, passion. This is somebody awakening. Who else got this card? Somebody else got this card. And it felt very much like an awakening of the soul again. Understanding what you want. The Ace is one. Okay. The Ace is saying, Capricorn, what do you want? What gets your bubbles boiling? What makes you feel good? What do you want in life? What do you want in love? What do you want in partnership? What do you want? Do you want a family? Do you want to travel the world with a companion? Live off the grid? Like, what is it you want? The Ace of Wands is saying that creativity, that passion, that's all coming out. It's a sensuous, but it's really here. It's, hey, I don't know, go to the toy store and find something fun. Like, I know that's like, some of you may be like, that's inappropriate. I never would do that. But like, again, this is some sort of like figuring out what you want. And there is something spiritual, something also physical here, some sort of awakening of like passion and energy. But again, it's within you. That's where it has to come from first. And you've been hiding out here with this Nine of Swords for long enough. You're ready to wake up. The next card you have is anything tangible that's going to happen throughout the month. Could be the beginning, middle, end. I knew it was going to have to come at some point. I had the strong feeling that it would entertain itself, because I'm pretty sure last month it was something about a new love coming in, out with the old, but at the same time, I feel like the ex was still roaming around, and I feel like the ex is still roaming around because the Queen of Swords is something that's going to happen. Could be the beginning, middle, end of the month. She or he, I don't apply sex to the cards, is critical, but very insightful. This is like you saying, I got your number. I see what you're trying to play me as a fool. You're the fool. Like, no. The Queen of Swords is like, hey, no, I'm going to be very honest with you. And this isn't me being a bitch. This isn't me being, a dick. This is me saying, this is the truth. This is how I see it. This is how you treated me. These are things that held me down and held me back. Now, we all have to take responsibility for our own parts in this. Capricorn, you stuck in this way longer. Behaviors were seen that should not have been tolerated, and you did. And I'm not blaming you, but we all have to take some sort of responsibility. We all overextend and spend too much time in relationships that we shouldn't, or placating people we shouldn't, and we know long before, and then in the end we're mad when it just kind of collapses, right? And the Queen, I feel like, they're going to come in to communicate, or they want to talk to you about something, or they want an answer, or they want to, why not, or could we, or should we? And I feel like you're going to hold your dignity, But at the same time, be very clear that you're not willing to be jerked around anymore. You've invoked this passion for yourself, for where you're going, for what you want to do. And I just don't know that they can come along for the ride unless they bring more to the table. Cross watchers, again, don't get upset. It can be reversed. The next card you have is how you're feeling throughout the month. Could be beginning, middle, end. You have the Page of Pentacles. All right, the Page of Pentacles is somebody who's aspiring for bigger things, okay? Aspiring to move on and accomplish a lot. This is somebody who's ready to put in the hard work, but also very practical and pragmatic. This is not you going, okay, I'm going to go start this business tomorrow and I expect $1 million and the love of my life is going to come in and then a rainbow is going to flower Skittles all over the world. Like, this is you saying, I understand hard work, dedication. I understand that relationships take time. I understand that love takes time. I understand that, work takes time. But this is you saying, okay, I haven't given up. For a minute there, I felt like maybe I'd give up. But the Page of Pentacles is saying, hell no, I'm not. I don't go out that easy. The next card you have are your hopes and fears for the outcome. And you have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is a spark, curiosity, confidence. Again, this is this X coming in to communicate. Anytime I see the Page of Wands, I know that this person is coming in. Now, let's say this is about a partnership or teamwork. This is going to take some time to get there because right now Capricorn doesn't trust you. They're not feeling it as far as, this is Capricorn going, but you had something before. Even if it's a lie, even if it wasn't a third party situation, this is saying you had something though. You had something and I'm not ready to be a part of that right now. I'm not ready to get involved with you again because this is what I remember from our situation. So it's going to take me some time and they're going to have to realize that. Because then you have the Strength card here. And the Strength card is about patience. It's about self-belief and it's about strength. But it's also about controlling what you can and leaving the rest up to the universe. And right now, I think Capricorn, that's what you're going to have to do quite a bit. However, like I said, I think somebody else might be interested in coming in to your life or showing up here because you have this Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is somebody who's very dreamy, whimsical, very romantic. So I feel like there may be somebody who's trying to kind of wedge their way in there. For some reason, I say wedge because I feel like right now you're focused on all these things you want to succeed in and accomplish, but I feel like you're kind of laying low where love is concerned. But this Knight is kind of pushing and you're like, oh, I'm not ready yet, or I don't know if I'm ready because I'm still dealing with this X energy. Obviously, there's still a connection here. I'm obviously still communicating about certain things, but I feel like there's somebody rushing in. Now, it could be your ex. Maybe your ex is putting on this. They're going to be like, but I want to be with you and only you and flowers and everything is nice and romantic. But this situation is still weighing very heavily on your head. And it took you a lot of strength to get through the nitty gritty of the breakup and the ugliness and the sadness and the grief. And you finally overcome this Nine of Swords energy and you're just not willing to be manipulated because then you have the Seven of Swords and the Seven of Swords is deception, strategy, manipulation, being alone. This tells me that you're very much still in the mindset of, I can't trust this person. They're not ready. You're not ready to trust them. I keep wanting to say they're like I'm talking to the cross watcher because I feel like for some of you, somebody's watching. And again, it doesn't mean this heinous, like horrible thing happened. It could even be, a lie about a text or deceit about money or something. It doesn't have to be like that they cheated, although there is a strong sense of like a third party situation here or a marriage or something that somebody was not forthcoming about in their relationships. And maybe it's over. Maybe none of that's going on, but they still feel like they cannot trust you. They still feel like your actions don't speak louder than your words. Therefore, it's manipulation. I get a lot of sense this month of people who are trying to reconnect with an ex and like they're texting like, hey, or they're texting like, what are you doing? And it's like, no. You want me to listen to what you have to say? You got to put a little more effort into it. And right now, this also represents solitude, which tells me, Capricorn, a lot of you are like, I'd rather be in solitude, accomplish success, heading towards my goals and not really worried about love. Like you aspire to a lot and you want to make things happen. But at the same time, your ultimate goal right now is living for you. Your ultimate goal is this Two of Wands that the universe was pointing out. Hey, Capricorn, it's time that you live for you. And if somebody comes along that can increase that satisfaction, that can better your life, that can add to your life, then great. Otherwise, you're flying solo and you're doing just fine with it. And somebody else is very interested. And you may, hey, there's nothing wrong with going out on a date. You're not tied down to anybody. You're not with anybody. It doesn't have to be serious, but it might be nice to get out and say hi. Might be nice to be romanced for real for the first time in a long time.